Okay, welcome to another speed build, but this one we are going to start by building two of our altars. This first one is Leroy, and we are still learning. We are in the very, very early stages of learning about our system. We just barely found out we were a system in June of this year, and it's now September, so we're still learning. And right now we're at a very confusing part of all of that. So this is Leroy. We know of him because he has come out when we needed muscle, when we needed help rearranging furniture and moving heavy stuff. And he is also a kind of a protector of some of our littles. He is a very, very kind man, and he also knows how to play and have fun with the kids. But he kind of dresses like he's from the 1920s. So he likes to wear that kind of newspaper cap. He likes to wear overalls and vests and loafers and that sort of stuff. I'm not sure what else to say about him, except that the whole point in building him on The Sims was because we realized that there is a romantic relationship with him and our host, Ryan. Now, we discovered our host's name because of a different channel that we used to do, and she wore, I shouldn't say she's a bigender, but they wore green hair, and we almost kept the green hair, except we started to feel like that wasn't their true self. That was more of an image that they portrayed on our YouTube that we used to do, and so it's not 100% who they are. We did give them green nails and green eyes though, so we wanted them to be more true to who they were in the mind, and we did give them a lot of green clothes to help with that green look, but we didn't want the green hair so much anymore since they are our host. We wanted to help them look as much like, I don't know how to explain that, but we accented with a lot of green in what they wear and gave them the brown hair, and we're very happy with that. So this is Ryan and Leroy, which when we were in Create a Sims, we realized that Leroy's last name was Summers, like the season. So I don't know how this whole thing works, and still, as I said, we are very new, so I wanted to create their house for them. Now, in the mind, in the headspace, we do live on kind of a foresty beach, and most of us all live on this beach, and then over here there's this rock near some bushes, and this is where you kind of have to be if you want to front. You need to be near this rock on the edge of the water, so we added that into this build. This was only for Leroy and Ryan, so we built this to size to fit just them, but ideally, like I said, everyone lives on this beach ocean area, and we do plan on building a larger scale of how it looks to us in the mind, but for now we just wanted to create this cozy little beach house for Leroy and Ryan. So we are getting the structure together, and it was just a 2-story house. I wanted it simple, but with enough room to accommodate everything that they would want or need. I mean, it's kind of like a little paradise, a little piece of paradise here with all of the trees and then the water right there. Just super, super relaxing. And I'm even pretty sure later in the water I add like fireflies and little tadpoles and fish and just literally anything to create a mini paradise. I say mini just because, again, this is only as big as it needs to be for the two of them, not everybody in headspace, so just the two of them. And anyway, I really can't visualize very much yet, so I thought that by doing this on The Sims, it would help us to visualize and decide what it would look like, because sometimes that's ultimately what it is like as a system. Sometimes you just decide one day what it looks like. So I wanted to make it very, very homey, very cozy in here. So I was trying to add as much appropriate clutter as I could to fill up this space, but like not make it like too cluttered, because in real life out here, the kitchen is one of my pet peeves right now. We can't seem to keep it clean to our standards, and it's really overstimulating whenever we go into the kitchen and it's not to our standards. We have a smaller kitchen than we're used to. We've lived in bigger kitchens, so we're having to like downsize. So we struggle to fit everybody's needs, but keep it clean, keep it tidy. So I struggle with clutter in The Sims, so what I like to do is go through, and as I see clutter I want to use, I just pull it out and leave it there on the floor because I know I'm going to use it. But it always happens that when I go to find it, then I can't. So if I pull it out as I see it, much easier, right? So I got the kitchen done, and then we threw like a little barbecue grill out there for Leroy to grill us some good food. He's actually kind of a baker, and he's really good in the kitchen. Speaking of Leroy, he hasn't been around much lately with us going to Hawaii and then getting sick. Everything has felt really weird and off. And like people that we're fronting haven't fronted for a while, and it's just feeling lonely and confusing, and mentally we've been having a hard time. So maybe we need to get back into The Sims and play again with Leroy, because we built this on The Sims to share on our channel for everybody, and then we played afterwards, and I wanted to keep that private. I didn't want to put any gameplay on the channel, or at least not at this point. I don't know. Maybe some altars we could do other gameplay for, but for these two altars, I wanted to let them just have gameplay as a place where they could be together, since they're both in the mind. It's one of those things that you only understand if you know what it's like. Like, it's not something you can hear about it and quite understand. But over here I'm giving a bunch of old journals and camera gear for Leroy. I really feel like he kind of reminds me a lot of Stefan from the Vampire Diaries. So he's old-fashioned and loves to write down his thoughts. Leroy doesn't actually front a lot. At least he hasn't for a while, so I don't know him. I actually don't know much about anybody. Yeah, like it feels like such a slow process. So again, one of the reasons I wanted to have the gameplay be just for them, so that we could kind of help figure out and get to know each other better. So the bathroom, I was kind of struggling. It's a kind of a funky space back here. Originally, where I put the hot tub or the jacuzzi, I was gonna have that be outside, kind of have it be like an outdoor patio where they could relax, but then I was like, if I do that, the bathroom's not gonna be big enough to fit everything that I want. So I decided to keep it all indoors, and I'm putting all the bathroom clutter. You gotta have bathroom clutter as girls. Yeah, okay. So I wanted to put this bench here and just load it with little knickknacks just to help with that cozy factor. And oh my goodness, I was trying that new trick. New, it's probably not new, but it's new to me, where you aren't actually putting any of these objects on the counters or on the tables because it snaps to certain spots. So I was using Alt, I believe, to slide it on top to make it look like it's on there, but it's just floating there. So cute little flowers and everything with the towels, and this mirror I thought was a really cute little accent. Next to this, I believe I tried to put like some cushions or just like a little sitting area so they could look out of this window here. This corner of the house is the same as downstairs with the kitchen and the little breakfast nook, so they can look out and peer out into the ocean. And I thought that would just be perfect. I'm like just building this and imagining that I'm actually there as the host. I'm here most of the time, a lot of the time. So yeah, I'm a hopeless romantic. I guess we just triggered Ryan to the front, huh? I definitely didn't start out as Ryan, but I'm like watching this build and I'm like remembering the gameplay that followed. Super romantic is basically like being on a honeymoon, just spending every moment together. We would read together, we'd sit over by the campfire together and do hot dogs or marshmallows, and we would go swim, we would skinny dip together. Leroy caught a fish in that little fish basket, and I can't remember if we had it for dinner yet or not. We were gonna have it for dinner, but I don't think we have had it for dinner yet. So, then we also ventured away from our lot and found a beautiful waterfall, and we took a ton of pictures there. Went skinny dipping again. Unnerved some of the neighbors. They were like freaking out that we were skinny dipping. The one time we were skinny dipping in our yard, and the neighbor like was looking across like, oh. I'm like, this is our yard, beat it, you know. Oh my goodness, I put some of those pool floaties, and we would float and nap and sunbathe on those, and they started to float into the neighbor's ocean, and we lost them. So I had to go buy some more because they weren't accessible to us anymore. But I needed to have those because we use those a lot just to lounge out there together on the ocean. Okay, this little living space, oh my goodness, I had to add these candles and make it just super, super cozy. Me and Leroy actually sat here and we read some books just really casually. Like, Leroy is like the perfect person. They know you better than you know yourself, and you are their world. He wants to do everything with you and spend every moment with you and learn together and just live together, just experience life together. So there's a reason he's there. So thank you so much for watching and have fun. We'll see you next time.